He's already ripping off another famous YouTuber, but now it's him and his sexy ass girlfriend doing trailer reactions.
This is spoiler.
They're called the Other Movie Couple now.
He just like renamed all the accounts because we never followed that account.
Oh my god, what a douche!
So he just cut out that weird guy.
He's also stopped.
Is it on?
Pod started. What are you guys talking about? Ready, steady, cut?
Chino Martin. So Chino
Martin.
Marin. He was on our Witch episode.
He's a great guy.
He's a great guest.
Yes,
But
cool guy.
He rebranded. What was their? They were Cinema Junkies. They
Junkies
stole from Cinema Sins and Screen Junkies and made Cinema Junkies.
It's a smart move. Should we do something like that?
We should not talk about Alexander Cooper movies.
I'm just saying this is Burt Reynolds' dick. It's all I'm saying.
Oh my god, he's covering
It's
it
right
up.
there.
Find a new slant.
There's no new
His
slant.
body.
So how would you describe?
No muscle creates a dick like outline.
Can you describe the picture for the listener at home?
Steve's talking about his whole calf is his dick.
No. There's an outline
Talking about
of
the outline on his.
stomach
belly.
hair that looks exactly like a penis.
That has to be. I mean, you can see his ball sack right after his elbow.
It's just,
No, I just think it's an uncanny resemblance of ball
This
hair.
is like in Lion King when he hits the dust and it says sex.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. But what are we doing?
Talking about Alexander Cooper's. Stevie's down. Stevie's down. So, Steve, you haven't seen an Alexander Cooper movie before.
I have never seen an Alexander Cooper.
Alex.
Inform me.
I'm talking to you directly, Alex.
Did you guys notice usually when we do an in-person pod, the audio quality is like shit?
Well, I think the listener at home's already noticed.
Well, with all this audio proofing in this recording studio.
Our Northern Indiana studios.
Yeah. This is our first time recording in this particular studio.
back in the lab.
It looks great.
It's not about how it looks, it's how it sounds.
Sounds clean. Stevie's still down, by the way. Alex, I just want to talk to you for a second, Alex.
I try to distract you from
No.
that.
I like that we're friends and that you hit us up on Instagram and Twitter and you retweet us, and I'm glad that you brought us together to watch your movie.
Because you flew in.
I flew in from Denver, Colorado to hang out with my friends.
For the premiere of Sandow.
I guarantee you the Indiana, perhaps the whole Midwest of America premiere of Sandow. This is a very different podcast if you're any kind of a fan of us than you've heard in recent memory. But Alex hit us up on Instagram about a year ago, initially.
Yeah.
12 months. Right when Josh first joined, I think.
A little after, but yeah.
Because you made the Instagram. No, we had the Instagram, but you
I don't know.
popularized it.
Mm-hmm.
And Alex DM'd us on Instagram saying, "Hey, can you remove Stevie, you gotta put your head up, man."
You have to project. Were you saying something?
What do you want from me?
Alex DM'd
All my
us
energy is gone.
on Instagram saying, "Hey, can you review our movie?" And since then, we've been tight friends. That movie was Parallel. We did a podcast on it. Stevie, you weren't on that podcast.
I wasn't.
But now you're on Sandow. What makes the perfect
What
man?
makes the perfect
What
man?
makes the perfect man? Do you want to talk a little bit about it? The film?
I don't think there's a whole lot to say other than go see this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do a spoiler, because this is spoilers.
Yeah, we
Pat.
didn't do an opening spoiler.
What does make the perfect man? After watching this movie, Pappy,
Based on what I saw in the text, because Sandow's not the perfect man. We learned that banging lots of
No,
whores
I'm not
Lines of
does not
cocaine.
make the perfect man.
Silverware.
I don't want to know what doesn't make the perfect man. I
What
want to know what
does.
does make the perfect man.
So I guess that would be everything that Sandow is not. So being a good dad to your kids off screen.
Off screen.
Where were the
Off
children,
screen.
Alex?
Putting the kids on screen.
Where were the children?
I don't know. What? Big Burt Reynolds dick? Like, what do you think makes a perfect man, Josh?
Based on this movie, Pat?
Mm-mm. in general.
I mean, I think Sandow is great because, I'm sure my wife will appreciate this. Like, he was able to convince his wife that having relationships with lots of other women was just part of his job.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a great man to accomplish something
Yeah.
so
It's part of the
heinous.
I just need to feel my muscles.
It's part of the act.
That was, I think, the main conflict in this movie is that Sandow is a 1920s athlete.
Athlete?
No, pre-1920s.
They say the word athlete a lot.
Because all right, can someone look up when is Mikey, you have Letterboxd?
Yeah.
If you look up Sandow, like one of the first films ever made, and they alluded to this in the movie, was Sandow. But if you watch it, which I did in preparation for this podcast,
You really did.
I swear to Christ, I did. God. It's just like it's like one of those, it's like, you ever seen the Trip to the Moon? Where it's like,
Yeah.
the people go, it's like a worse quality that. It's more like The Great Train Robbery. It's like barely a movie.
But people loved that back then.
This is just like
It's
a dude.
tittillating.
It's just, well, I would be aroused by it.
All right. Pappy's prep time was all of 1 minute.
What a martyr.
They didn't have a lot of film back.
Yeah, it was
Martyr.
1896 looks like the year here.
Yeah, so it's one of the first movies.
2.8 on Letterboxd.
What was your guys' favorite montage?
Montage.
Montage!
Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot of montages, but they're all fairly long, so they're all pretty great.
I can't, honestly, this movie is such an experience. It's tough for me to pick out a specific montage that I remember.
Do you guys remember when we saw probably the best version of Thomas Edison on film
Yeah.
that I've ever seen? I can't think of a better example of
I
Thomas Edison on film.
Can't at all. And he's
No.
a major American figure. Like, what is
Yes, he's a major
The
American.
Wizard of Menlo Park, boys.
I'm surprised that Alex Cooper, being British, actually knew about Thomas
He
Edison.
didn't go with Tesla?
What all did Thomas Edison contribute to?
I think he signed the Declaration.
The alternating current and
We call it a movie, son. Come be in it.
Yeah. What was your favorite montage, Stevie? If you give us one, I can give you one. But I just need to...
Alright, my favorite montage is Alexander Cooper in a white t-shirt and white shorts running across water, trying not to sprain his ankle as a drone overhead shoots.
The drone shots.
non-stop.
Oh, it could have been a helicopter.
It was drone dog. It could have been
Could have been a
helicopter.
helicopter.
That was my
Boy,
favorite
it was a
montage.
drone.
I felt like, especially with how angry Sandow was getting, when he was like, "Run to that tree, run back." Best montage. What about you, Peppy? What was your favorite montage?
My question for Alex would be, how much does he run normally outside of...
Oh, uppity. Oh, because you and Stevie ran tonight.
We did.
So
run.
you're like,
Well,
oh, I can
thought-
take Sandow. It's basically
No, I thought that whoever his character was playing was going to be like Sandow's failure as an athlete, but he ends up winning multiple gold medals as a bodybuilder, right?
at the Royal Aquarium.
Which,
Josh, explain to us the gold medal winning sequence, if you would.
yeah,
Which one?
You know.
there's like a liftoff. The liftoff.
This movie gave us some laughs. I will say there's like 5 or 6 really belly laughing moments, and Alex Cooper. Like, there's only one person in this film who's really like got that like WWE body, and that's the main character, Sandow.
Timo.
Everyone else playing. Everyone
Is
else.
the actor's name is Timo?
Timo.
Everyone else playing strongman figures are just
Kylos.
regular dudes.
Kylo Ren's.
Who would you expect from the 1920s to be
Yeah.
a strongman?
And
Not
so
that
Alex
strong a man.
Cooper, it's like close-ups on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's doing this he lifts the women, and like they're having the barbells have like paint on them, and they're saying like
And
50
Pappy's like,
pounds.
"Don't wuss out. Don't cut away from this.
Dude,
Show
show
it."
the women, show the women, show the bags, show the bags. But he lifts this weight, and you see the women start to elevate a little bit, and then that's how he wins the competition, right? Like they're just lifting barbells.
What
essentially.
competition was it though? When he like lifts it with one hand and strains with all of his might.
It's a little before the
That
women.
was
Yeah.
Mr. Aquarium.
Mr. Aquarium.
Is that the
Royal
Aquarium? The
Royale.
Mr. Royal Aquarium competition?
So
Yeah.
all the big
This was
events
after the
take
Fight Club.
place in like a side broom closet with a sheet on the floor. And there's always like one banner in the center hung.
Mhm.
And what you're missing from this, I think, is what a lot of other movies do is like cut around to some sort of crowd, even though it's like a fake crowd possibly. But this was just like one shot in a dark corner on the fighting.
Mikey, why is this the Birdman of Alexander Cooper joints?
Well,
There's no cuts.
yeah, there's very little cuts in some of these scenes, and they go
Well,
on
at least
for
the
quite a
actors
while.
were prepared.
I
They
mean,
knew what
yeah,
they were doing.
For just like really long takes, there's quite a few scenes that are just one take, and they're well over like 4 minutes long. They're pretty long.
Do you guys have any
scenes.
favorite movies that are like a
Well,
screenplay?
you mentioned Children of or
Children
wait,
of Men.
Children of Men.
I think that's a pretty nice comparison.
It's one of the best movies of
yeah.
that decade.
Were you going to ask Pat?
Well, no, you said like movies you like that do a similar thing where it's like
Long track
asking
shots.
the performers to. It feels like a play. Like they're shooting dialogue back and forth, zippy.
I think West Wing.
Who's
is a
Afraid
lot
of
like
Virginia
that.
Woolf? Yeah,
The
True
walk and
Detective.
talks.
True Detective is a very good example.
Like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Sandow.
Sandow.
Not Armageddon, as that had
Not-
like a cut every 0.7 seconds or something.
I'll say this, yeah.
Where were the bags?
Well, okay. do you want to speak to Alex directly?
Not directly.
Well,
Just saying, if you're gonna show us an oiled up muscly dude, like Game of Tons of Women all freaky movie, it'd be nice to have a little bit of bags in there. That's all I'm saying.
this was Alexander Cooper's directorial debut, I believe. He didn't direct Parallel.
He didn't direct Parallel. He's produced.
Yeah, he's produced it, so maybe he's trying to make a more family-friendly, historical accurate biopic.
With the cocaine.
Oh, is that not accurate? I mean,
I don't know. I never heard of Sandow.
I know nothing about Sandow outside of this film, and I assume everything I just saw was true.
but your information on Sandow has gone from 0 to 100.
From like point one, I had seen the 1 minute.
I
film.
didn't even know this was a real guy until I was like, oh, he legitimately was a strong man.
I wonder if Alex
First-
Cooper
first
grew up in
First
the
action star.
same neighborhood.
The first
There's
action
a
star,
reason.
not the last action. Last
Sandow.
action hero.
My guess would be
The original Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I
That-
get Mikey's spell. I'm picking up what he's putting down. I
that
get it.
he learned about this film in his film studies class at whatever university he attends, and this launched like he has a bunch of different ideas. And
This is
one of
getting
them.
mean.
No, it's not mean. I think that's where I think. What do you think the idea came up from? You think You think he grew up on the same block as Sandow is more likely than he watched the film in his college class? Like, oh yeah, this would be a good story. Why has no one remade? Sandow could be remade. It's not a bad opportunistic thing to say.
Dave Bautista would be a great Sandow.
But what I'm saying
Dave
is
Bautista would be a great Sandow.
maybe
Josh.
he's more well known in the UK. He's like our Johnny
Like
Appleseed
Bronson?
or something. I don't know.
Oh, Johnny Appleseed. That'd be a good one to make. Alex Cooper, Johnny Appleseed.
like Dunkirk. Oh, Dunkirk was like a big thing for
New
them.
York is the size of France,
Is that true? There's so many things that need to be confirmed.
New York State?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's just saying city.
I want to see if Sandow unmarked grave. See if that's true.
Also, let's give a ton of credit to that actress. What's her name?
Blanche.
No, the character's name is Blanche, but
Right. She was by far and away the best.
she's acting her bags off.
Gosh, that is so horrible.
Why?
Jeez. Tiffany Ellen Robinson.
Tiffany Ellen Robinson killed it in this movie.
We picked you out as the best
Let's
performance.
reach out to her like we did to David and Magwan.
See,
Bhagwan?
see if we can get her on the pod.
Yeah. She killed it. She
She was
legitimately.
the best part of this whole movie. Anytime she was on screen, I was like, I'm drawn in. What you got to say? And then something would snatch me out real quick.
Well, the thing about Sandow is the character doesn't speak English. So it's kind of an you know what I mean? Like,
Is he actually a German actor, do you think? Is that the problem?
no, I was just going to say, like,
Timo's German?
she's going hard in the paint in, like, this British accent, which already sounds more refined and smarter to our American ears. Like, she sounds real good compared to his, like, monotone German guy performance. You know what I mean? She jumps off the screen.
Well,
Relatively. Not her bags.
gosh.
This is never going to air.
I have 2 edit points. I don't know if we should like put the effort into like rewinding back to this 16-minute pod.
No, it's not. No, nothing's being edited out of this podcast.
Well, you said that stuff, so,
So, Josh,
you're grave.
as a father and a husband, like, do you think that was Sandow's biggest shortcomings, or was it the drug addiction?
What was Sandow's biggest?
Being a terrible father to children we never got to see.
Where are the children?
God.
I mean, Sandow. They just
Do you relate to Sandow at all, besides the cocaine problem?
They just want to get away. He just wants to get away from his family,
Who we never see.
who we never see actually on screen. And
Which-
it jumps back and forth in time, too.
So much time jumping.
She was
Timeline
pregnant,
shifting.
but before that, they had a family.
There's a very legend-like scene. It was awesome.
How so?
In the meadow with the horse, he's guiding her. That horse came out of nowhere.
I thought we said that was a
awesome.
tombstone-like scene. Because they were...
I'd say legend. Listen.
I will say this to Alex: the lens you're using outside and
The blue filter?
the exposure you had, actually, that looked like something that could be a movie.
Oh, Drew, it's an edit point.
No, I thought those were clearly.
There was
some
one
good
shot at
cinematic
the end of the
moments.
film, in particular, where Alex, you were walking down with your cane, and we saw in the more foreground the wife or something,
Tiffany.
in the big group walking,
Yeah.
and it was a very striking shot. Where like this stands out among shots you compose in this movie, right, Mikey?
Yeah. But of course, we also have to acknowledge the fact that it did jump a frame, and then there was like a very
Yeah.
bizarre cut in that same scene. So I mean, it's not the best edited movie.
So, Josh, you brought up the sound a lot when we were watching the movie. What was wrong with it?
I think the most notable thing about the sound was that there's some gaps where it went completely to zero.
Does this happen in parallel too?
Well, what were you saying? You think they were using what kind of microphone? You said attached to the camera?
That was just a
No,
joke meant for
let's
us.
speculate. No, it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Like an in-camera mic, not like
Yeah.
actually pointed at anything. Because it sounded like they had to boost the gain a lot.
So that's why you heard that fuzz.
Yeah, and then it
Yeah.
would boost the background audio. And
But there are times for sure when they use ADR to like go over the lines and read.
Mhm.
But they didn't do it all. Just do it all the time.
But what I was saying is there was like 5 times where we thought our audio had cut out or my speakers came unattached. But it was like a completely silent part of the film.
Like A Quiet Place, which we reviewed.
Yeah. Just like A Quiet Place.
Was parallel like that at all, or is it?
Parallel had bad moments of sound editing.
No.
We
So,
turned
Josh,
on,
as
we
a
turned on
camera
the-
person, is that hard to capture? I mean, it sound like really hard to.
I mean, we turn on the captions pretty early.
Which-
Early and often.
Thank God.
Okay. I'm a shift of subject slightly. I'm a big time captions watcher. Captions or no?
Only captions.
Captions when you watch something?
I've started watching with a lot of captions.
Yeah, I only
Captions
like
when you watch something?
Not unless I absolutely have to.
I have noticed that whoever does the captions
Doesn't always.
they take liberties.
Yeah.
They will change. They will
Yeah.
change things.
You like learn the personality of
Yeah.
the caption.
and they're like, oh, I'm going to editorialize this right here. I'm going to combine all of you people to everyone.
If you would have just taken a beat after this word, it would have been so much more effective.
Dot, dot, dot.
Cheating time? But.
There were times, to be frank, when you're watching the captions that they didn't know what to type. Right? There were times where there were dialogue for sure, and the captions weren't going. So
There's one time where
What's
they
the
got
problem?
the word "but" mixed up for plus.
yeah, that's a problem.
There's a few times like that.
I would take ownership of the captioning of my film.
But to have captions is pretty valuable. A lot of films don't have captions at all. So
It's true. Most films you see in theaters don't have that option.
we were blessed to see this with captions, is what I'm trying to say.
Papa bless.
Heaven for Devin.
You guys have anything else you want to say about Sandow?
Well, I was wondering what you guys thought about where LeBron's going to go. Decision 3.0.
I was big,
Sandow.
I was a big. I was the process, but I don't think so anymore. That makes me sad.
So what's your official guess? Let's get it on air.
LA. Lakers.
That's my guess.
The Lakers is my official guess.
You stole that from
La
me.
La Land. The nice
Ball
guys.
land.
I think he's coming home. He's going back to Miami where he
That
belongs.
makes no sense.
I would guess the Lakers too. I figure Paul George said he's already not going back to OKC, so he's.
I thought you said he
probably
was going to OKC today.
I thought he said he opted out, so
Oh.
I think the only place he wants to go is Lakers.
My heart wants to see Sarge and LeBron, the two best players in the league, team up in Philadelphia.
The two best players in the league.
Yeah, Sarge, the goat.
Okay. I think it's the Lakers, but I really like the idea of Miami.
Coming
No
home.
one's saying
And,
Cleveland.
and then for him to go back to Cleveland for his last 2 or 3 Twilight years after that. So Karl Malone, MJ, they're single team dynasty, what you think of them and their legend. LeBron James, he's got a double team legacy.
MJ or LeBron?
For 2-team legacies or
MJ or LeBron is the question.
Wizards and Bulls versus Cavs.
You know what I'm
Miami.
saying? MJ or LeBron?
we gotta wait till LeBron's career is over.
It's not even close.
Skip.
It's MJ.
It's LeBron.
Oh, fuck off. It's. Dude.
You've lost a lot of finals as LeBron. You've
lot
lost
of
a lot more than
finals.
you've won. And it's still not as much as MJ. Still haven't won as much as MJ.
MJ could have had an 8-peat had he not gotten bored and played baseball.
But I just
Yeah,
feel like
that's
with
insane.
modern
That's
medicine,
insane.
with modern medicine, LeBron's ahead of his time now. If you put him back in the 90s, he would dunk over Michael Jordan.
I don't know, dude. That lane is pretty tough back in the 90s. He didn't drive it.
Michael Jordan wasn't one committing those tough fouls. You got other people do that for him.
Well, exactly, because people liked him.
Can you imagine how much LeBron would destroy someone like Dennis Rodman?
Who's
Dennis
just
Rodman's
out
6'4",
drinking.
power forward.
But Dennis Rodman's out drinking every night too, and LeBron's sleeping in a hyperbaric chamber.
Getting gene therapy and stem cells injected into his neck every single fucking night.
Well, that was a good point about Sandow. Does anybody else have a point?
Should we get into yes or no?
Wait, I gotta bring up something. There's a lull in the movie where it kept seeming like Sandow and his wife were having the same discussion about moving, and she's ticked that he's cheating.
Sandow debates about coming to America 50 times. He's coming to America.
It's
he's
a
not
big
coming to
decision.
America, but he does.
He lives in America and Europe throughout the
Okay,
entire
so where
movie.
do you
He's
guys
going
think
back and forth.
Sandow's gonna go next year?
Can
Can we go around
Antonio.
the tape? Yeah,
He's going to
that-
San Antonio with Pop.
He's got that work ethic. Yeah, Steve, you said yes or no's.
I mean, last comment I have probably is. Woof. But yeah, let's get yes or no's.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, let's go first.
Oh, it's a no. I gave Parallel a no. This, I would encourage, if you like our podcast, please buy this movie. If you like spoilers, I like doing Alex Cooper's movies. I look forward to it. I flew out from Denver to Northern Indiana
For
to
the
South
premiere.
Bend Regional Airport, which is extra expensive just to do the
For the
Northern Indiana premiere of Sandow. But if you like this movie, please buy it on Amazon. It's $3. But no,
I thought you flew out to do like a video research thing.
there are lots of problems with Sandow, and the most of which is the sound. Again, Alex, I would say don't shoot anything you can't ADR for 1,000% sure going forward.
Why do you think he couldn't ADR? Because the actors
They
refused to come back?
Yes, I think
Didn't have time or probably
couldn't afford it,
Couldn't afford
scheduling
it.
conflicts, could have been a lot of things, but it was tough to hear, and those scenes, it can't even be like professional looking at all when you have those kind of audio problems. It's just a non-starter. But you do have some good performances in there that you can
Timo.
dig out. So it's a no, but to our audience, please buy it. Go ahead, Stevie.
This is a no for me.
Stevie talking to the
Sorry.
not the table.
I know I'm drifting off here.
I think it read it pretty good. I think the vibrations were like...
This is a no for me. I'm extremely happy I got to see Sandow. It was an experience.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, like Pappy said, it's just the sound quality is tough to read. And there's a lot of moments where just the sound is completely muffled or it completely cuts out and just wasn't edited very correctly or shot correctly for that matter. But who played Blanche again? You had her name on lockdown.
Yeah, Tiffany Ellen Robinson.
You killed it, Tiffany Ellen Robinson. Good for you. Please, I hope you have an awesome career. Same to you, Alex. I hope you keep getting better with your future films.
Maybe we'll interview Tiffany at the end of this episode.
Yeah, but as I said, like Pappy
It's not
said,
gonna
I hope our listeners who truly follow us seek this movie out and watch it.
If you want to be part of Spoilers Canon,
My whole thing is if you can make a movie, good for you. I might shit all over it, but I respect the hell out of you. So Alex Cooper, kudos to you for finishing this film.
Yeah, I have to hard agree with what both of you guys said. It's super hard to make a movie, especially when it's done independently. But also, sound is the most important thing when it comes to a movie. If you can't understand or hear any of the dialogue going on, and if you don't have subtitles going, it's really hard to pay attention or even follow along with the plot. So sound is super important, and I think that was a big problem with this movie. But he made a movie. I've never made a movie. I don't think I'll ever get to make a movie, but Alexander Cooper's made two now.
I'd
So,
pay for it.
I mean,
A Mikey
Yeah.
Toller joint.
props.
Oh my, he totally joined.
Props for making a movie. It's just polish it up a bit, I guess, is what I'll say.
Yeah, it's a yes for me. I don't think sound is the most important thing. I think it's an idea. And I didn't know about Sandow before, and now I know about Sandow, and we had a lot of good laughs. This brought Pappy from the middle of the country to the eastern middle part of the country.
From the left middle to the right middle
Yeah.
of the country.
And that's worth something.
That's worth celebrating.
Um,
You made a movie that brought people together, Alex Cooper.
we had a fifth person actually with us, my little brother, and he fell asleep 2 to 3 minutes into the movie. He's in the other room on the couch right now. I would have liked to see some more weirdness, a la
Bags.
Parallel,
Bags.
a la Parallel.
Yeah.
Maybe some sort of sci-fi element to Sandow, but it seemed like a biopic you're kind of trying to get right. I don't know if I'll ever understand why you stuck on some shots for so long.
It's ambitious. To do a biopic for your second movie is. I wouldn't try.
Some of the scenes I really would just wonder why he didn't grab a second camera angle. It's kind of baffling, but I think it was a stylistic choice he stuck with. And he's a friend of the pod, guys, and I don't want to say I'm like bought or anything, but I'll give it a yes for this one.
So congrats on making a movie, because chances are none of us are ever gonna get to be able to make a movie. So
Well, and we'll
Give it a positive. Let's go around and everyone give the movie a
I was just
happy,
gonna
feely
say,
positive.
no matter what, I'm gonna watch every single movie that
Yes.
Alex Cooper makes. No matter what, as long as he's making
Yeah.
movies, he's got at least 6 people
got
in
us.
this room who's
Yeah.
gonna watch them. So,
Yes.
and we're gonna do a fucking podcast on it. So that's a
Gabby's
positive.
gonna fly home every time.
I'm a fan of Alexander Cooper, which that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other positive I can say is some of the action performances were strong, and like Pappy said, when Alex Cooper movie drops, it's like, yeah, we're there.
Time stands still.
Time, honestly,
You're gonna hear stand up
you
before
hear
you hear
Scorsese,
Incredibles 2.
you hear
before you hear
Scorsese,
Jurassic
you hear
World.
really
Tarantino, you hear Villeneuve, but now we're hearing Cooper. So you know what? Good on him. Every time we're there.
Every time.
Yeah, just that, like CB said, that there were some good performances. Blanche was really well done. Timo was also pretty decent. I mean, I'm sure that was his first movie. I'm sure this was a lot of people's first
Built like
movie.
a brick shit house.
Yeah. Timo, keep it up.
Stop pondering that. What does that mean?
But yeah, just keep making movies, man. We'll
Keep watching.
keep watching them.
Nice.
Are you guys not
You
saying?
have a positive thing?
No, I just agree with Mikey and Stevie and Pappy. Just all around.
Well, we already went longer than I thought we would.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening.
If you did.
Can we trade shirts with Alex? If we give him a spoiler shirt, gives us a SANDOW shirt.
Oh, please, yes.
I would wear a SANDOW.
I would
all
wear a
caps.
Sand-
If it's not
caps
all
SANDOW.
caps, it's bull crap.
I want a full standout kit.
Let's trade shirts. Alex, if you're listening, let's trade shirts.
Please buy his movie. Take it away.
What?
Send them in.
I got a little touchy-feely.
Yeah, thanks to you. Everyone say 2 positives.
Hey, no, that was actually a really good save, Pap, when you were like, he's making a movie. It's like, oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'll watch your movie. I'll watch anything.